There's multiple shapes and sizes. To decide that a real fat guy is just a bear and it's hitting an animal.
Well, it's not gonna hit a bear.
Well, yeah, I know that. It will determine the
Launch speed.
Stop! I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my words together. You're rushing me.
Am I helping?
No, not at all. No one else can see my hands.
Welcome to Launch Speed. Welcome back to Launch Speed, the podcast where we give you the latest tech news and bear facts. I'm Brendan.
I'm Zach.
And I am also Zach.
Huh. I like that. Good change.
Got to keep you on your toes, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So what happened this week? What was up with you?
I was out in Cincinnati all week long, and I slept on the worst bed I've ever experienced with the crappiest pillows and the most disappointing bathroom I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, toilet, shower, sink.
Well, the shower had a time limit on it.
I don't understand.
So it didn't drain, so you could only shower for about 5 minutes before it was filled, or you had to stand in your own filth.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You probably could have called somebody about that.
I fixed it.
You fixed it?
Mm-hmm. I got a hammer and I pulled the stop out of the bathtub. You know, like how you push it down?
Yeah.
Well, I felt like it wasn't high enough to actually let water drain, so I just took a claw hammer and just popped it out.
Probably right out.
It worked. I mean, it drained I did it the very last night I stayed there.
Okay.
So
could have done it earlier than that.
I know, but I didn't think about it.
All right. But it was a good week though?
Yeah, it was a good week. It was productive.
You did training stuff?
Yeah, we had class all week. I learned how to frame with wood instead of metal. And then when it came around to the practical, we didn't use wood. We used metal. So.
Well, that makes no sense.
Yeah, that was kind of irritating. They wanted us to build a metal wall like you would a wood wall, which is you build it on the ground and then stand it up. With metal, you can't and really shouldn't do that.
Oh.
Because the metal pieces you don't screw them from the top or bottom, so they move and they wiggle. So when you stand the wall up, it's at a square again. You got to square it up when it's standing again.
That's annoying.
So, not my favorite experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah. Anything exciting for you?
I had a good week at work. I mean, I was only there a couple days, but again, they're just flying by. It's just nice.
Yeah. Is you guys still moving along with that project?
Yeah. We're still moving along, moving right along, taking charge, taking charge and taking names.
You a manager yet?
Only in what I do. Not in title.
Not in pay.
Or pay. Yeah. One of these days. But whatever.
You'll get there eventually, man. I have faith in you. I don't have faith in your company, but I have faith in you.
Okay. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing, so that's good. It's just nice. It's real refreshing. It's the weekends the Sunday afternoons don't suck as bad when the week doesn't suck as bad, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't look forward to Sunday nights because it's going to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Right.
Waking up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's never what I want.
Never what you want. But still, it makes it easier when you enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
And so that's good.
Any dislikes?
So I went to Chick-fil-A this week. I actually went to Chick-fil-A. And I showed up at 6:30 when they open.
Okay.
And they get... So, yeah, I go to Chick-fil-A a lot for breakfast. They aren't usually crowded Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday in the morning they start getting more crowded. So I pulled up at it was probably 6:31, and there's a huge line in both of the drive-thrus, and there's a ton of people inside. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this the dirty way. Okay. I walked inside, ordered on my app, and got my food before the line had gone down. And it just felt so dirty.
That was your dislike?
Great.
That sounds like a great play.
But it felt so wrong. I felt like I was cheating those people out of their time. I mean, it's available to everyone.
Yeah.
But it just feels wrong to me.
So you were just standing there was just a huge line at the counter and you just put it in and you're the first one now? Maybe
6 or 7 people, and yeah, there were still 3 or 4 people left in the line by the time I got my food. So it was pretty quick.
That's dope. That's a life hack right there.
I mean, yeah, but it always irritates me when I wait in line and other people do that. So I don't know. It was a not really eye-opening experience, but it was a new experience.
I'm proud of you, man.
I'm still on the fence about it.
I'm actually pretty.
I'm probably not going to stop.
That's
but
a good
play. It
play.
still feels wrong.
That's a really good play.
worked out.
The only dislike I had was, for those who don't know where we live in Southern Maryland. Well, I live in D.C., but it's an 8-hour drive to where our headquarters were, out in Cincinnati. 8 hours doesn't sound like a long drive, but like if you're not the one driving, it's painfully long.
Yeah, well, it is pretty long if you are the one driving.
I feel like it's easier for me to drive long distances than to be in the car for long distances.
I agree.
So, but the driver that I had chauffeuring me around all week, they aren't the best. Won't give names. I won't rat anybody out. But God, they are freaking awful at driving. It was so painful. Like, I don't backseat drive because it's very distracting to have someone behind you or next to you try to tell you what you want to do. It's also irritating.
Yeah.
So I was just watching and cringing and hoping for the best because wherever they looked is wherever the car went. They were looked off to the side of the road to look at a sign. We were going onto the shoulder. Car was coming up beside us on the left, and she noticed it. We started going over to the left. It's just so terrifying.
Yeah.
And then curves. Maybe she doesn't know how to follow a line, or she just didn't care to pick one. But it was just herky jerky through the whole thing. And I don't get car sick. I've never been car sick in my life until the drive out there.
Yep.
I got car sick, and I was just so miserable. I make fun of people who get car sick. I still will, but I get it. That's a pretty
when you're
crappy.
in the car with the driver like that, and just yeah, I'd still don't get car sick, but it is uncomfortable when you're in the car with someone who you don't exactly trust.
I didn't trust this person.
I've nenever been in a scenario that bad. But it's just when you don't have control. You don't have any control. It's terrifying. You're like, is this the day that I die? I don't know.
Then they're like, let me put a song on. We're like, no, don't look away. It's bad enough with you with you looking at the road. Don't look down.
I feel like those are the kind of people who always say, I'm a great driver too.
Oh, I'm sure that's what they thought.
Yeah.
That they since we didn't die there and back, what else do you need?
I never get accidents. I never get speeding tickets. Therefore, I'm a great driver.
That was the last point I wanted to make about this driver. They had no preemptive moves. It was just setting the cruise control 85 miles an hour, seeing people, a whole line of cars braking in front of you. Most people just take cruise control off and you just kind of coast, and then you brake when you have to. Not this person. Nope. 85 right to the tail end of somebody. Just jam on them brakes.
A lot of people drive like that though. It's gas or brake, and that's it.
I didn't think those people actually existed, and I've always wanted to know the people that are they're following me, and they've been following me for 10 miles, and all of a sudden there's a tiny gap beside me, and they just speed up and almost hit the car that they're trying to squeeze between me and them
to get one car ahead.
Yeah, to get one car ahead, and it's
in intense traffic.
You didn't see that coming. You could have sped up 10 miles ago and passed me 10 miles ago, but no, you decide now is the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People suck. People suck at driving.
Yes.
I think there needs to be a practical driving test. I guess there is now. But there needs to be a retest.
Every 10 years.
For sure.
You should have to take your driver's test again, and it gets harder. It's not the same test.
How would they make it harder?
I couldn't tell you. They you have to do a trip without a GPS. You just have to figure out your way using road signs.
Oh.
Or just be more stringent on the test. If you go to pass somebody and you get within a car length of them, you fail. Just make it a hard fails for people who do stupid things.
If you slam on your brakes, you fail.
Yes.
If you're only pressing on the gas and the brake, you fail.
If you're a 2-footed driver and you don't drive a manual, you fail.
Do people actually use 2 feet to drive?
This person did. I guarantee it. Because the amount of brake that was applied during acceleration was weird.
That is odd. There is a very, very complicated technique where you use brake and gas intentionally with one foot and clutch with the other foot.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what she was doing.
There's no clutch on that car. Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
I just think, at like 60, you have to take an eyesight test, a hearing test, and if you're like subpar, you lose your license.
They do. No, every time you have to renew your license, you have to take a sight test.
Okay.
After a certain age. And then if it's not good enough, they will not renew your license.
Okay.
And it's like, I know you drove yourself here, but you're not getting home.
Or have like certain levels of licenses. Like you can take harder and harder tests to only drive on certain roads. Like 495, like you have to have like a top tier license.
Oh, that'd be miserable to live anywhere near there, though.
Just think of how many people we wouldn't have to deal with, though.
Now, I've always said that if you take a test that says you're a really good driver, you should not be able to get speeding tickets.
Okay. I mean, I won't stand by that, but I see where you're coming from.
Like if you get a test that and it's like a track, you prove in all conditions that you can handle a vehicle, not go out of control, unless you intentionally go out of control, then you should there should be a little RFID chip in your car, and a cop with their little radar gun shoots your car, and he's like, man, that guy's going 100 miles an hour. Oh, he's qualified to do that.
That would be, I mean...
Wouldn't it, though?
I mean, officers do that already.
They do.
Lights on or not.
They are above the law when it comes to speeding.
Yes.
But, yeah.
I mean... I think everyone understands that.
Yeah. Well, they also have the most experience driving way too fast.
Yeah. And
because it's part of their job description.
Therefore, civilians should also be able to get it.
Right?
Just your average civilian. Like, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
If there was a test like that, I would take it.
I know somebody who they had something... I don't know what their position was or even remotely what job they did, but it was something high up in the government, and they had like a card or something in their glove compartment that was like, this person can be trusted. They can do pretty much whatever. If you have any questions, call this number. And so a friend of mine was in the car with them, and he was like, oh crap, I missed a turn. So he just drove through the median, and apparently did that kind of stuff all the time because whatever his job was, he could be trusted.
I want that. I need I need that.
Wrong career path. That's really, what you want.
Yeah. Is that just like not diplomatic immunity?
Something like that, I guess. I mean, he's probably, in some sort of intelligence.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan, which is the one that was on Amazon with John Krasinski. Jack Ryan for sure, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Jack Reacher, Tom Cruise, Jack Ryan, John Krasinski.
So the short end of the story is, I hate bad drivers.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I used to hate bad drivers because I was in my car and I didn't want them to hit my car. And now I really hate bad drivers because I don't ever want to be in a car with them. And whoever's in a car with them should get a life insurance policy because they're probably their family will be rich.
Just start sitting in the back seat behind the driver's side.
Yeah.
Safest place for car, Dwight.
Anything we're looking ahead to here for this podcast?
Ooh. I don't think so. I think it's all downhill from here.
Oh, sounds good to me.
We are probably going to pre-record some episodes because we might be gone for some of the weekends where we would normally record. And since this is a current events podcast, we need to find something else to fill that space.
So I'm saying let's do Amazon review.
Yeah,
we've been talking about it.
Yeah, we got some good feedback on that one.
And then we'll do another unhinged story.
Okay.
So we got 2 podcasts.
Or we'll just do more Amazon reviews because those are fun.
Dude, there are some products out there that just like, I can't tell if someone is being sarcastic or if they're seriously upset with the product that they ordered. A good handful of the reviews and the questions and answers on Amazon are just funny. Yeah.
Or people trying to be funny. But I hate that like on Amazon reviews, clearly sometimes Amazon sends somebody an email and it's like such and such had this question about this product, and the person gets that in their email, they click the link, they respond to the question, I don't know. It's like, who does that help? Why do you need to do that? If you don't know, just ignore it. It's not like it's a personal thing.
I got one of those for my bed frame.
Yeah.
It's just like, so-and-so asked, how easy is this to put together? And I said, if you don't have a engineering degree, you might as well buy another one. It's not that hard. It's super easy. It's got numbers on it and eight screws. Then the numbers match up the pieces, and the screws obviously are all the same. They go in the holes, and it's together.
Okay, then.
But like apparently some people had like put reviews down that like it was too heavy or the boards didn't fit, so they took out they ripped every board to fit. I want to know how the hell they messed that up, because the boards have like a good 2 inches gap for both sides. So yeah. It's
leniency.
Like, and you cut them? Like, does it just sit off the edge now and just this leaned, angled?
Anyways, plan on doing that. But that's it. What shout outs to Mike again. Email comedy gold. Moving on.
Okay.
Please show me your bear bits, sir.
Oh, you would like to see some bear bits? So this week I didn't really find any good stories. I also didn't look very hard, but I did find you some interesting facts about bears.
C for effort.
That's kind of high. That's a high grade here. So, did you know that during hibernation, a bear does not defecate? No waste product, doesn't urinate or poop.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. They get little cork plugs.
So their body somehow recycles body waste into protein. And guess what? Nobody knows how it works.
Seriously. They haven't figured it out yet?
No,
Scientists?
Maybe it's because you have to keep the bear alive to do this. And it might be hard to force a bear to hibernate if you have it in captivity.
That's a good point. Maybe, well, I bet other mammals that hibernate do this.
It seems
Do squirrels hibernate, Zach?
No.
Good. Good answer. Got to write this down.
How long ago?
That was forever ago.
I really messed that up.
You did.
So, and a bear, other facts, because I didn't want to just drop with one. A bear fought in the Polish army. In the Polish army, Brendan. In World War II.
Which side?
Well, was the Polish army still German, technically?
Well, depends on who you ask.
So the bear carried shells to the front line and was taught to salute. I don't quite get the fact he carried shells to the front line, because artillery isn't on the front line.
Good point.
They're just like, have a shell, go at it.
Good boy. Good job not eating us.
And then another just amazing fact is a grizzly bear eats almost 20,000 calories a day.
Same.
I'd like to see you try. I'd like to see you do it one day.
Well, 20,000 calories, that's just like
10 times the average daily.
Right. That's like 8 milkshakes. Okay, fine. It's 20 milkshakes.
Okay.
I think milkshakes are between 1 and 2,000 calories a piece.
What milkshakes are you having?
Oh, milkshakes are super high in calories. 100% sure about this.
The only one I've even heard of being like near 1,000 is like the Cinnabon milkshake. It's 1,200.
Yeah. There's a restaurant in Texas that they talk about on a podcast that I listen to that they have shakes that are like 1,600, 1,700 calories.
I need it.
Right?
I need it in my life.
It's like you just have one of those and you're set for the day.
Do you want to try to do a small video with us trying to consume 20,000 calories a day for bears?
Nobody wants to watch us try and eat and get really tired of eating.
I think it would be pretty good.
No.
Yes.
No.
Fine.
Send us an email if you think that would be a good idea. And say nothing if you don't think it would be a good idea. Therefore, not going to happen.
Fine.
No, that's good. The one about the Polish army bear still kind of confuses me.
Why?
I don't know. How is that more efficient than a vehicle?
It's a freaking bear, man.
Oh, okay. I guess it protects itself.
But it's also a pretty big target.
Yeah.
And to the front line, which I didn't know artillery sat at. Seems like a poor strategic strategy. Maybe that's why Poland got taken over so quickly.
Yeah. They were just some Lebensraum.
What?
Lebensraum. That's why Germany invaded Poland. They needed Lebensraum, which translates to living room. Germany was like, that's too cramped. Need some Lebensraum. Hey, Poland. I like what you got going on there. Give me some bears.
Was appeasement in World War I or II?
Don't know. I don't know.
We have a history guru. We've lost our computer.
We've lost our computer. She's gone.
Forever.
The puppy is too distracting. But moving on to the news.
The show must go on.
I found a really great story this week. It's borderline unhinged stories, but I figured we just put it in here because I just read it this week. It's maybe a little bit dated, but this guy, security researcher Joseph Tartaro, well, we'll just call him JoJo, I guess. He got a vanity license plate in 2017. It said null, Null. For those of you who don't know what that is, that in programming terms is the equivalent of nothing, empty, undefined.
Yeah.
But it's not zero. There's a big distinction there. It's just nothing. So he hoped that this would get him out of tickets, like parking tickets, I guess, and speeding tickets. So like once the cop entered the license plate into the database, it would just get lost because null means, no value. So they would enter in his license plate and the system would be like, no value. Okay, I don't know what to do with this now. Didn't quite work that way. In 2018, he got a ticket because he claimed somebody stole his registration sticker. Like they scraped it off and put it on their car. So he got a ticket. It was $35. He was like, whatever, I'm not going to fight it. No big deal. Wrong. So because of this, he was put into the system that was managed by a private company. They put in his address, his name, his information, his car even, with the word null. So every other ticket that was input incorrectly, or they didn't get a good scan of the license plate, or the traffic attendant just didn't put it in, was associated to this guy, JoJo. So he got $12,000 in parking tickets and other tickets that were not his.
That's rough.
Dating back to 2014, and he didn't even get the license plate until 2017.
They're gonna fix this, right?
Oh, you would think that. So he's a security researcher. He, I'm sure, has a very easy solution to the problem.
Yeah,
very easy. And it's not handled by, I think this is in California, it's not handled by the state government, it's handled by a private company, and the private company refuses to fix it. I'm sure it'd be really easy, but they just refused to fix it, and they told him, change your license plate.
I guess they're trying to, some guy like that came across his desk and he was like, yo, this guy sucks. We're going to stick it to him. Everything we've ever entered wrong, it's going to him. This guy absolutely sucks. He thinks he's going to play a game, he's like, parry this, you fucking casual.
So I will say it's a good thought. He had a good thought.
Yeah.
If not, it was a good joke. He said he was going to get his wife's car a vanity tag that said void. So in their driveway, it would be null and void.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. But instead, he's gotten $12,000 worth of speeding or traffic tickets, parking mostly, and
I think I'm gonna get the vanity tag null now.
They're gonna keep doing it. I think it's a great idea. I bet it's available. I hope it's available in Maryland.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
It is.
Watch Maryland back. You can't have that one.
Quite possibly. Casey, one of her teachers in high school, tried to get the identification number for the Millennium Falcon as a vanity plate, and they said no because it doesn't make sense. Like, I think when you have to get vanity plates, you have to be able to explain what it says. It can't just be like 1L, 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 1L1 because that's obviously with the intention of a cop driving behind you like 1L, L1, I don't know. So they wouldn't let him get the Millennium Falcon.
That's upsetting.
That's an interesting little fact, but we can move on.
We can carry on. My wayward son.
Cars help you get from point A to point B with gasoline.
Or electric.
Or electricity.
We can't just assume anything these days, man.
You're right. Sometimes hydrogen.
You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, hydrogen-powered cars. I really thought that was the
move,
transportation of the future. But maybe it could still be, not right now. But maybe hydrogen won't be, maybe even electric won't be, because a researcher company has made an exosuit that helps you run and walk faster or use less energy when you're doing it.
Okay. So it doesn't increase speed. It just makes you more efficient?
It makes you more efficient.
Okay.
Which you could say that it could increase speed. But so basically it's a little belt that you wear around your waist, and it adds torque to your hip joint.
Oh, nice.
And I don't fully understand how the human body works, so I'm going to let you do this. The actuator attached to the lower back is controlled by an algorithm and allows it to adjust to different walking speeds. So they did a test with it, and it reduced users' metabolic rates when walking by 9% and running by 4%. And while that's not huge numbers, walking by 10%, that's pretty significant. If you can walk 10% further,
yeah,
that's pretty significant.
I gotta look at this thing. So it does have attachments that go around your legs.
I really think it's just around your waist. We can see a picture right here.
Zoom in on
Looks
his legs.
like it's just
there's a bunch of
his
wires
back.
running down.
Oh, okay, maybe it is.
I wish we had a little more details on this because
it's a real short article. We
Yeah.
could probably read the research paper from Harvard University, but
I ain't.
nope,
Not today.
nope. But this is so cool. This is like, because they have exosuits, but they're not really that useful.
No.
Like the most useful thing I've seen them before is workers in a factory who are like doing manual repetitive tasks day in and day out, because they can just have an exosuit that helps them lift things and whatnot and just attach it to the ceiling in a power cord, you know.
Yeah.
They have an unlimited source of power. That's the real issue. But this is super cool.
This is amazing. This is honestly like almost 10% efficiency on walking alone. I mean, how could you? It would be so hard to put a tangible term on that. But I think the average person walks about 5 miles a day.
No, way less than that.
Really?
In the United States, for sure, it's probably like 1.
Wow, that's upsetting.
Yeah.
Okay, the average person who likes walking, or who is active, it probably gets about 5 miles.
Who's active? Maybe.
But so 5 miles, it doesn't seem like much, but if you add 10% on that, that's, or if you have it's 10% less effort.
Yeah.
Just think how less tired you would be in the day.
Right. Although if you're active, you're probably walking to get exercise, so it would defeat the purpose of that.
You would walk a little bit farther because you're like, man, I'm not tired yet. Oh, let me go a little bit farther.
Yeah. But the practical applications, I think, are pretty significant for this. Like, for the one that they mentioned is rehab.
That is huge.
Like, people trying to get off drugs and alcohol. They just put this on and they just walk around and can't stop.
It doesn't let you.
But really good for people who, like, are having trouble walking. Like, it makes it easier.
Yeah,
Which is awesome.
Take 10% of the load off, or does it take
not
load
really
off?
load. It just helps, I guess. It just makes you more efficient. I don't know.
It's
sciences.
I mean, I see how this is going to be huge, and I mean, this is, I assume, their first actual product. So in the versions coming, I'm sure that how efficient or how much it reduces your metabolic rate is just going to keep going up.
Right. So this is really just a prototype. I don't think it's actually for sale. So this is mostly just for research and to say, hey, it can be done. So exciting stuff here.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. I feel like the other places it'd be good for is law enforcement and the military, even though the military is moving towards robots in combat zones.
Which would make sense.
But this, if you got to walk 40 miles in the desert, then might as well make it 10% easier, right?
Yeah. Also,
trying a little bit of
trying to run from cops with exosuits on, man.
Woo.
You're gassed at like the mile marker, and they're just like,
yeah, no problem. Well, fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You can't run or hide now. It does seem like it would be uncomfortable, though. That's probably the biggest downside.
I bet it weighs a lot.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know how much power it would require to actually use.
I don't know the mechanisms of it.
I don't either. It's a mystery.
It could just be like spring-loaded systems that require just your energy to power them.
Maybe it just has little needles that poke you in the back that encourage you to go faster and further. You use less energy because you're fueled by adrenaline instead of metabolic reactions. Because that's how that works.
That is how that works.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
Would you if they became mass available, would you buy one?
I can't see myself having a use for it. It'd be cool.
You bike. This could be very easily changed to someone biking.
Yeah, but they have electric bikes. They have
Called
electric
motorcycles.
assist bikes.
Oh.
They have road bikes with little batteries and motors in them. So like my mother-in-law got one, so that because my father-in-law, he rides really fast, and so she couldn't keep up with him, so she got an electric bike so they can bike together. She can keep up with him.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty cool.
But I'm saying, like, if you're going to bike to go sightseeing and whatnot.
Ooh, that would be good if you're going sightseeing.
Yeah, and you can just go so much longer.
Yeah.
So that's another practical use for it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That'd be cool.
Let's start a company that does bikes, like, bike sightseeing. We've got a guy who would be willing to do it, and we offer them Exosuits so they can do 100 miles in a day.
What we need to do is go to giant tourist areas and have somebody who speaks Chinese and have them sell these or rent them to the hordes of Chinese
Tourists.
I was going to say terrorists.
Not
the right word. Tourists, as they go around and see the sights as they will.
Yeah, but they have segways.
But people don't actually use those, though.
You'd like to think that.
Oh. Yeah, I know they have Segway tours and stuff. It's one of those things that, like, it was super cool back in, like, 2005. Now it's just super dumb.
I've never, ever looked at a Segway and thought, that looks pretty cool. Even when I was younger, I was like, wouldn't want to ever ride.
Well, I like that they're like, the auto-balancing thing. That part is cool.
Okay,
I like the process behind that and how that works. I don't know. I'd like to try one once. I don't want any of my friends there.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to tell any of your friends you rode a Segway.
I do want to try it, though. So I think it'd be cool. Really stupid, though. Really stupid. Speaking of other electrical devices, Norway, and I didn't know this somehow, they have a goal to make all of their domestic flights electric by 2040. So, sans gas. Airplanes. That's what, 21 years away? Completely electric?
I mean, the biggest thing is just how. I see it has crashed.
It crashed. So their first electric plane, the Alpha Electro G2, lost power and forced the pilot to crash land on his way back to the airport in a lake, I think. The company had spent the day giving tours to high-ranking government officials. The article was not clear whether or not the government officials were in the plane or not, but I imagine they were just at the factory.
Yeah.
Or the research facility, whatever. But this is not gonna go anywhere that if people don't perceive it as safe.
Yeah, that's like the utmost importance of public transportation.
But I mean, I'm sure the first guy who drove a car got in an accident, right?
I know the first plane flight technically ended in a crash.
What, on the Outer Banks?
Yeah,
with
all three of them crashed.
The Wright brothers?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good point. They got better.
They did.
But we have planes that work just fine.
That don't crash.
Well, for the most part.
Yeah, not often.
Except for the Boeing 737's MAX 8 planes.
Yeah. And then all China's out of Malaysia for some reason.
Yeah.
That's just gone.
Yep. Whoops, where'd it go? Megalodon is real.
I agree, though. Like, it's cool that they want to do it. Norway seems like that kind of country who's like, environment is utmost of importance. Like, kudos to them for that. I just don't see if they're going to keep crashing planes this working out.
I will say, though, that it's only on their domestic flights, and I can't imagine there's a lot of domestic flights within Norway.
I thought it's because of how Norway's set up that it's easier for them to fly city to city than it is for them to drive or take a train.
I don't know. If you say so, sure.
That's in the article.
Is it? Oh.
Unique geography, road and rail travel is inefficient.
Oh, okay. So it's like Alaska.
Yeah.
Where people fly everywhere in like little biplanes.
So
maybe not biplanes, but small planes.
So I guess, I get it why they want it to be electric, but the thing is, you're right, it's domestic. So I was about to say the range of the flight would be severely limited.
Yeah.
Because the amount of batteries you have to take to get farther also makes the plane a lot heavier.
Although you can solar charge, and there are drones that exist
Yeah.
that can fly indefinitely because they're charged mid-flight with lasers. Is that not the coolest thing ever?
That you brought up lasers. Yeah, that's dope.
So if you had like a flight path that planes had to go on, and they would all have to fly low, obviously. So this is increasing the danger just a little bit. You could just constantly like have a path of laser beams that lock onto you and charge you up while you're flying, and just fly indefinitely.
Seems like a lot of power, though.
Oh yeah, it would be.
That seems really inefficient.
Yeah, it'd be cool though.
It would. No,
I mean,
don't get me wrong.
Good luck with this, Norway.
Yeah, they're trying to nix fossil fuels, but to power all these lasers, they're gonna have to start a power plant up.
It's an ambitious goal.
It is. I don't know. 21 years. I'm kind of one of those people. Like anything can happen in that time. Like we might get the technology advanced far enough to where electric works.
Maybe Norway won't even be there in 21 years.
That is also a point. Maybe they'll just be Northwind or something. Norway and Sweden combined.
Norseman?
Northwind.
Got it. I see what you did there.
So, I want you to talk to me about Paige Thompson.
Paige Thompson is a smart idiot, I guess I should say. What she did in, I think it was June of this year, she stole data of 106 million people from Capital One in June.
Hot damn.
You know how they caught her? She bragged about it online.
Oh, not even like went to the bar, had a couple drinks.
No, online.
So yeah, I know, but I'm saying like you don't brag online because it's just mass people to catch you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So do you know what GitHub is?
I do not.
GitHub is a online tool that programmers most of the time use in order to collaborate with other people. It makes, working on the same set of files makes it a lot easier. So that's where she was bragging about it. She was like, "Hey, I'm awesome," pretty much. The words she was using were just so stupid that I don't really want to repeat them. But so she got all this data. She was trying to distribute it. She was trying to distribute full name, date of birth, and social security number of 106 million people.
Hot damn.
I don't know if she actually got it out there. But that's terrifying. She used to work at Amazon, and I'm pretty sure that's how she had the in, because I think Capital One was using Amazon servers for like cloud storage and stuff.
Okay.
Which is an inherent risk of cloud storage. And
she seems intelligent. It seems like
good.
That's a pretty in-depth thing to do, is to steal 106 million people.
Would be hard.
Yeah.
Would be hard. But she got caught because she's an idiot.
I feel like that's like the majority of how people get caught on stuff like that. Like when they pull off like a big heist, they
brag about it. Yeah. They brag, like they rob a bank, and it's like, how does this, plumber have a McLaren? You know? How did he afford the Koenigsegg 1-to-1?
Even if it's not like verbal bragging, like buying extravagant things is bragging.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, that's why like one of the things to look out for, like if someone might be a threat, is if they just suddenly start having nice things.
Yeah. Maybe they won the lottery.
Yeah. If I won the lottery, I probably would try my very best not to tell anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I would try my best. Wouldn't work that well.
Well, I feel like the people that would know are the only people that would never be like this. Like, oh, you hurt me. Like, I'm going to sue you for, $5 billion and we're going to settle it like an even million.
No, that's fine. That's okay.
Did you know that's a huge problem with lottery winners?
For sure, yeah.
Is that people start filing claims on them, personal damage or whatnot, even though they've never met that person. But like, it's easier to just settle it than it is to go to court and spend your time in court, paying court fees.
You'd probably just hire a lawyer to defend it. Be like, this person doesn't even know this person.
Yeah,
I would rather do that, honestly. I'd rather pay a lawyer $1 million than pay $1 million in settlement to some asshole who's just trying to get money.
Yeah, I would make sure I kept them in court long enough to bankrupt them.
Yeah, that's a goal. It's one way to do it. Get what's coming to you.
Yeah.
Just like Russia was testing missiles, nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed missiles, and one of them exploded.
Why were they? I thought it's illegal to test nuclear weapons right now.
They
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, obviously they don't care. They don't care at all. They said something about blaming it on the U.S. Blah 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 whatever. But a missile exploded. 5 people died initially. 7 people died in subsequent injuries. Who knows how many more will die? You know,
from radiation
stuff. But I will say they were doing it in the White Sea near Russia. So in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Okay.
And the nuclear engine exploded, not the nuclear armament.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't the weaponized person; it was the propulsion person.
Is it a nuclear engine?
Nuclear powered, yeah. Nuclear engine, nuclear powered, nuclear armed missile.
Damn, it sounds like a bad thing waiting to happen.
So the U.S. actually conceived of this idea in the 1960s, which is like 60 years ago. They conceived of the idea. They called it a scramjet, and it was, again, nuclear powered, nuclear armed, and involved air cooling, which would produce a lot more radiation. Russia does the cooling using metal, which is freaking odd and super cool. And it reduces radiation, but there's still some radiation when it's being used. So
apparently a high risk of
explosion.
And
that's why they test it out in the middle of nowhere.
I'm glad they dubbed the 5 employees national heroes.
That was odd to me.
That seems kind of spiteful.
But, I mean, you know, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, there's no reason to crap on their grave.
Except for that they're Russian.
True.
But somebody called this missile, a small flying Chernobyl.
It's fitting.
Very, very accurate now.
Yes.
Very accurate. And this is only like, a couple months after the HBO series on Chernobyl aired. So when everybody's like remembering about Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Well, at least they reported immediately.
Yeah.
Not
Unlike last time, they just waited and waited and waited.
Until we picked the signal up that there was a massive radiation leak in somewhere in the world.
Yeah, it was somewhere in Sweden. It was like, where is all this radiation coming from?
Yeah.
And then...
You guys need help? No, we're fine here.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Ignore all the dead people.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots.
But why are they testing? I just want to know, why are they testing the scramjet missile
to beat U.S. missile defense systems?
Huh. Doesn't look like we need to do much work.
Right. Self-fulfilling prophecy. It's supposed to have unlimited range, basically, which is pretty terrifying.
I guess the propulsion system's really efficient, so it's just feeding off the warhead?
I don't know the internals.
That's
I do
true.
not know. But really, unlimited range, basically, in order to get all the way around the world, you only need to be able to go halfway around the world.
How does that work?
You'll never need to make a full rotation of the Earth.
Gotcha.
Because why would you do that? Let's blow ourselves up. We're going to fly this thing all the way around the Earth and come back.
Yeah, so, okay. That makes sense. I get it.
It is a cool, missile, though. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Seems cool.
I really want to know more about metal cooling.
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot. I think it's just water that can withstand being that hot, is my guess.
Okay.
I don't know. Speaking of something that is hot, Draco Motors, which I've never heard of before, a startup created by Barracuda Networks co-founder Dean Draco, has unveiled a dope-ass car.
This thing looks that I'm sure that's the
concept art.
Concept
so
art.
It's not gonna come out looking anything like that.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna be close.
Maybe, but you've seen the concept compared to actual for car pictures.
Yeah,
they're pretty far off. But if it looks like this, it's really good, and you do have a little bit more leniency with an electric car, which this is. It is an electric supercar. It's almost in the class of megacar, I believe is what they're dubbed.
Didn't know there was something that existed as such.
That the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, which we talked about recently, was dubbed as the first megacar.
Gotcha.
So it probably because it produces a megawatt of power, which is a lot. It's a lot of power.
Nut.
Anyways, this one from Draco is going to have 1,200 horsepower and 6,500 torque.
That's such a huge jump.
That is so much torque, dude. That is absolutely insane.
Do you think that it's going to feel like a gunshot going off?
What does that even mean?
So like when you in movies when people get shot with a gun, they like fly back. Like when you accelerate, like you're just going to fly back into your seat.
Okay, but that doesn't actually happen when people get shot. They don't fly back like that.
You don't know that.
Pretty darn sure.
Have you shot somebody? You want to talk about this real quick?
I've not.
Okay,
continuing. Let's do some comparisons, though. This has 1,200 horsepower. The Bugatti Chiron has 1,479 horsepower, so it's 300 more. The Koenigsegg 1-to-1 has 1,341 horsepower, but it only has 1,011 torque. So this has, 141 less horsepower and like 5,000 more torque, which is absurd.
For acceleration, torque is what matters.
Right. And this is just off the charts. So the Porsche 918 has the fastest recorded 0 to 60 time at 2.2 seconds. And it only has 875 horsepower. And it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
So this is fully electric with like 5 times the amount of power of the fastest Tesla out there. And like 10 times the amount of torque that I've ever seen. And I think it's 0 to 60 times going to be absurdly fast. I really think it might be under 2 seconds.
I feel like what might happen is they're going to have to limit the power on it because maybe a human can't take the G-force that is about to be produced in this vehicle.
Oh, man. If they had somebody test driving it and they were like, step on it. And he steps on it and he just blacks out. Bam. Yeah. There's $5 million.
Yeah.
So the price of the car is $1.25 million. So it's priced for your average consumer.
Yeah. I mean, Tesla's kind of expensive, but this is a bargain.
Yeah, this is a bargain. Top speed is only 206, which is pretty low for something this quick. And like you said, they have to limit the power. The battery only has 90 kilowatt hours, which is not a lot.
No. It's track car. You're not going to be taking this to work ever.
No. Well, maybe. Yeah. I mean, if you work pretty close and there's a charger at work.
Yeah.
And maybe there's one on the way. Because it's not going to go very far, but it'll get there fast.
Yeah.
I mean, besides, speed limits and whatnot.
I mean, you could outrun a cop in that.
You could get away from him, but you'll eventually be on the side of the road with no power.
Yeah, but that's why you just, pull that like right-hand turn, pull a U-turn, go back the other way, and by the time he gets his car turned around, you're gone and on your way.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this car in action. I really hope that it comes up on the next season of Grand Tour, which is coming up before too long.
If it
November, December.
Man, you're bringing up good things today.
Yeah, bro. I do my best. I'm excited. This is crazy.
The torque, I really didn't expect that torque number.
Yeah, that's got to be more than an aircraft by a lot.
I don't know the torque.
It's got to be.
I don't know the torque of a jet, so
maybe not like a jet.
As opposed to your jet.
As opposed to a commercial airliner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not a F-35.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm sure the torque is higher on a jet, sorry.
On a jet, yeah.
On a jet. On a jet. And on that note, we're done.
Are we?
No.
So, have you heard about redneck jousting?
I might have. Is that the one where you attach a chain to the back of two trucks and pull each other apart? Nope, that's redneck tug of war.
Yes.
Sorry. Wow.
Redneck jousting is more or less what you think about it. There's a weird crossover between people who go to Renaissance festivals and stuff and rednecks. A weird crossover, but it exists. So I found out this week because I had a conversation with a guy. Redneck jousting is when two rednecks in the back of their pickup trucks have lances.
This sounds amazing.
Sounds horribly dangerous. But Casey sent me out of the grocery store to get, I think it was bread and
you came
eggs,
back with
actually.
a redneck jousting story?
Not quite. Well, with the story, yeah. So, but there's this thing in the parking lot. There's this old 1990 whatever red Dodge pickup truck. There's one in my neighborhood. And so there's this thing sticking out of it. And I was like, what the hell is that? This guy comes walking back to his car like full on beard, camo, headband, like American flag headband. Yeah. I'm like, this has got to be his truck. So I asked him about it because I had never heard of redneck jousting. And so he was like, it's redneck jousting. I'm like, but so what is this for? It's like this long thing. It's like yellow, reddish. He was like, it's a lance. I'm like, but why is it like this? Because it looked like it was made of some sort of epoxy or something.
Yeah.
He was like, it's a lance that's amber in color. I'm like, why do you need that? Why does it need to be that color? And he's like, it's in case somebody gets hurt. So confused. Like,
did he explain all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, why do you need this lance that's yellowish red in color? He's like, well, if somebody gets hurt, we already have an amber lance.
Do not tell me you just bit me again. Do not tell me.
I got you.
No.
I got you good.
No, dude. You can't keep doing this. Where are you getting these from? You had me so hard, man. I was so invested again. Great storytelling, man.
Oh my god, I love it.
I'm leaving the podcast.
This is my new favorite part of the podcast.
Bruh.
Eventually, maybe you'll catch on.
I don't think I ever will. You just like the first time it was like an interesting story that happened to you. This week you're like, I'm just including in cars.
Casey was like, you got to put it somewhere different. That way Zach doesn't get it.
I did it. That way we already have
That's why I didn't put a link there.
Let's move on because I'm so mad right now. 2 weeks back to back.
This is fun.
I promise there won't be a third.
This is good. Oh. All right. Have you heard of
No.
amber lances? Have you heard of PC Building Simulator?
Yes.
It is a video game where more or less you can build a PC in it. Never understood the appeal. Apparently there's more to it than just that. There's like a story and you're working at a repair shop and you have to build PCs. But basically you're building PCs in it.
It doesn't even sound remotely fun.
Doesn't sound fun to me. Really popular with the Reddit crowd. But now, which I find hilarious, you can play it on console.
You can build
a PC on your Nintendo Switch, on your Xbox One, on your PS4, and dream of living in the Master Race, PC Master Race.
Yeah. This doesn't like building my PC. During it, I hated every second of it because
stressful.
It was. I just felt like
a lot of money.
I felt like I was gonna break something, or there's some things I just didn't know, and I felt so overwhelmed at the beginning because it's just like open the box, blah, and just wires everywhere.
Yeah, it's like where's this one supposed to go? It's got 4 pins, and this has got 4 pins, but it's 3 in 1, and you gotta put the 3 in the 1.
And the advice you gave me is if it doesn't go there, it won't fit.
It's pretty accurate advice.
Except like when you're like doing the.
I figured it out.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I figured it out.
I did too.
Although when I built my most recent computer, it did not turn on the first time.
Ooh.
It did not.
See,
which apparently is like the first time you build it, it will not turn on. Apparently that's just how it goes.
Mine turned on.
Did it? Didn't you have an issue with it?
I didn't have a boot. I didn't have I couldn't boot it.
That's right.
It turned on. I just couldn't boot it.
That's right.
And then
bit of an issue.
Yeah, you helped me through that.
Yeah. Tech guru. Not me. Not a tech guru. Don't come to me for help. Nope.
Yeah, I told people I built my PC, and then they'll ask me some computer questions, and I'm
smart.
like, it's not. It has nothing to do with like software understanding.
Yeah.
It's hardware.
Yeah, and barely even understanding. It's like Lego. You just gotta put the right things in the right place, and it makes a satisfying little when you get it in there.
And all the lights turn on into pretty colors.
Yeah, pretty colors.
I will say my RGB setup is pretty
Dude,
lame.
your fans are huge.
Yeah.
The fans on your computer are ridiculous.
It is never ever gotten even close to overheating.
Yeah. I'm thinking about a new case.
Which is the reason why I bought that case.
Yeah. Yep.
And I also would like to have more RGBs.
Of course, yeah.
I when you originally said you were going to put them around the back side of your screen so they cast onto the wall behind it, I thought that was absolutely dumb. I'm doing that.
I'm looking forward to that. Last thing on here is that hundreds of people trying to cheat at Apex Legends and Counter-Strike downloaded a bunch of illegal-ish but not okay programs to cheat, and a bunch of them got their data stolen because they basically downloaded malware. Because you have to go to a sketchy place to get this software to begin with. And I'm like, is that karma?
See, like, initially reading, I'm like, let's go. Like, I love it when people get their asses bit. But, like, I found that most people who cheat in video games are younger people.
Like kids.
They're kids who don't quite know what they're getting into, or they just want an edge, or they think it's fun. Like, and they, you know, the only thing that got stolen from them is their parents' information.
Yeah. Probably.
So that kind of sucks. Like, I don't think that is okay. But, you know, if you're a 20-year-old guy and you just had all your shit stolen and your ID, you know, your social security number is no longer yours, kudos, boy. Kudos.
Good job for trying to cheat there, bud. Sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks for them, but,
you know,
it's almost like karma. It's almost righteous. It's almost the most righteous.
If the parents had done a better job,
you can always blame the parents.
Their kid wouldn't be an
blame
asshole.
the parents.
Downloading cheats and wouldn't have gotten their information stolen.
Instead of trying to cheat, just get good.
Get good, kid.
Get good.
But, you know, video games are the cause of violence.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think we can wrap it up.
We can.
Thank you for listening. If you're in a medical emergency, make sure you have an ambulance.
And Brendan is about to be in a medical emergency.
Possibly. Thank you for listening. Consider becoming a patron. Thank you to all of our patrons. We will see you guys next week.